the lip sync. Are we on? Remove your headphones so viewers can see.
Does it start with music?
I don't know. Guys, when you get on, can you tell us if you can hear us, please?
It says tag me.
Did they do that?
All the new things. I haven't done a Facebook Live in so long.
I know. You're like way beyond Facebook Live.
No,
You're like totally way beyond Facebook Live. Billy, can you hear us? Because we're doing, she was waiting for us to get on. She just messaged me.
Well, hello, thank you.
She makes custom sneakers. We did a live last week. She makes amazing hand-painted custom sneakers.
Ooh.
Amazing. Yeah.
I just bought new shoes last night too. Maybe I need to get.
She does an amazing job. Yeah, you'll have to look. Billy, can you hear us? I want to make sure because we got a little different setup here. I want to make sure you guys can hear us. Remove your headphone so viewers can hear the song. Angela Ray, can you hear us? Okay.
Yes. We got it.
We're on. Okay, guys, we're in this gorgeous gym, and we have amazing light. Beautiful sunlight in Vegas today. It was raining earlier, but it's a gorgeous day, and
so happy.
This was like a last minute deal this morning. So let me tell you guys about Amanda Mae. Let's see, I met Amanda in 2011, and Amanda, she's amazing. So I wanted to have her on today to talk about personal brand because she is exactly the example of someone that has built it. This is all around her name. So Amanda, her background, I'm just going to give you a brief who she is she was a makeup artist to the stars. Tori Spelling?
She used my products, yeah.
She uses your products. So Amanda Mae, that's how they knew you, right?
Yeah.
Built her beginnings from there. Then she went on to make her own cosmetic line, Divine Image Cosmetics, which that's when I met her, and I use her products. Look at my skin. Look at. This light is really good in here too.
This will make anything look amazing.
Well, that's why I contacted you, because I was like, I need face powder, and she has some of the most incredible professional products. I use a face powder, some concealer. She has some incredible highlighter products, blush. One of my favorite tips you gave me was about using the darker foundation powder as blush, like as the contour. Love it! I don't even use blush anymore.
Yeah.
I love it.
Keeps it looking really natural.
Oh, it's amazing. And so, Divine Image Cosmetics, then she went on to open Amanda Mae Beauty, which did beauty makeup and
permanent makeup
and regular makeup.
Yeah.
And now she's the spokesperson for Vamp Stamp.
Yeah.
With HSN.
Yes. And a national trainer for Ulta.
Ulta, the makeup company, the cosmetic hair product company that's all over the country.
Yeah.
This is her. She built this on her name. It's not anything else but her connections, and consistently being out there. And so I called her to get my makeup refilled because she happened to be in town today, and we said, let's do a live. So I thought this was really valuable to have her on today.
Thank you.
Yes. So
it was fun. It forced me to get a shower and get out of my sweatpants because I'm traveling tomorrow.
So you're like, I'm not doing.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna do anything. And then you're like, oh, we're gonna do a live. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get a shower. Okay, this is happening today.
So what else did I leave out about like your background and in building your brand? What else in there did I skip? I mean, I know there's a lot, but
yeah. I think one of the big turning points for my career and actually having my name mean something to people was New York Fashion Week and Miami Fashion Week. Those were two really big. New York, I had a team of 8 and we did 12 shows.
She does the makeup for New York Fashion Week and LA Fashion Week.
Miami.
Miami.
So Miami Swim Week I've done like our top shows were like Sports Illustrated, Frankie's Bikinis, some of the biggest names in the bikini world, which is really fun. And I had a team of 30
that worked under you.
Yeah.
So how does that come about? Like they know you from doing makeup in LA for movies or whatever, and they say come down and do this?
It's really crazy because to back up a little bit, I actually had hired a vibrancy coach when I first started, and she was local to Vegas, Elle Swan. Did you ever know her? She did some work with some of the same groups of people that we know, Bella, anyway. And she told me that I needed to name my products after me, that I was my brand. And I was like, no, that's ridiculous. Nobody knows who I am. I'm not going to do that. People are going to be like, Amanda Mae Products, who's that girl, you know? So I didn't do it. And, you know, years after saying like yes to as many opportunities as I could, it was, now I feel like I have a name that I've done enough that I feel like I have a name that means something.
So that was before Divine Image Cosmetics, and that's how that got that name, but now you would name it different.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, and it's kind of switching. So my personal brand, the brand as far as the products go, has certainly developed and grown over the years. But I actually was reached out to by a guy, Brian, who lived in Ohio, which is where I'm from, and he wanted me to sponsor him through the Divine Image Cosmetics brand for Miami Swim Week. I said yes, absolutely, I love the idea. He had found me online and he liked what the company stood for. And so we connected, and I was gonna go with him for the first show. Well, something had happened and he had an emergency, and he called me and he said, listen, I'm not coming, you have to run these shows on your own. I had never been to Fashion Week, never been to Miami, never been a brand ambassador, let alone having my own products on the shows. And I was like, okay, well,
and
here we go.
Anyway, right?
I did it.
Were you scared?
Oh my God, yeah.
Of course.
And I think I even was so nervous at one point, I sat in an entire palette of product, and the back of my dress had like circles of powder. It was not even the back of my dress, it was like the butt. And I was getting ready to go like interview with one of the designers, and we're like trying to like wipe off the butt of my dress.
Oh well, you just go anyway, and you just do it anyway. And then after that, you were hired a number of times to do other shows.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's how I made the connection though. And it was really about people enjoying working with me. It was like that energy that I bring to the table, the love, the care. You know, we were talking a little earlier, it's not salesy, it's like, this is just genuinely who I am and what I'm about. And if you like it, great, let's do some work together. And if you don't, that's okay too. And now, years later, now I get to pick who I work with. I don't have to say yes to everybody anymore. And as a matter of fact, I say no a lot now.
And now you have to.
I'm asked a lot to do things, yeah.
I was thinking about the top things that for me, around building my brand, and all the opportunities that are opening up just by doing video, just by like putting yourself out there, being scared and doing it anyway.
Yeah.
You know, like one of the big things around building my brand is, again, add value, stop selling. Like, I don't care what you sell. It's not makeup you're selling. You're adding value to the marketplace. You're educating. You do a lot of videos or you were doing when you were in your shop in Ohio. She would do educational videos on how to do makeup. Those were lives.
Yeah.
Those were fun to watch, and I watched those.
Oh, good. I'll do more. I'm headed to Ohio tomorrow.
Yes,
for training.
those are awesome. You know, it's about adding value. It's not, oh, buy a house for me, or come buy my makeup, and that's all you hear. You add value to the marketplace, and being a brand, I'm my brand. I've had, since I started doing video in the last couple years, I've had like 3 speaking engagements.
Amazing.
Not even about real estate, right? Just from people getting to know me or think they know me from video. It's kind of weird.
It's true.
But it's fun. It's awesome. And what can that turn into? You know, so it's not, again, it's adding value to the market. How, with what you do, besides doing live videos, do you add value? Instead, you don't sell your stuff. Mm-hmm. How does branding look not selling? Does that make sense?
and I think the value comes in teaching people enough that they can make their own decision. When you're selling something, it's almost like you're convincing them of their decision. So there's no personal responsibility in what they've decided. And I was always a big fan of educating, because when somebody wanted to buy the products or use my services, I want them to go home and feel like they were the source of the decision. Not later go, oh, well, she was great at selling me why I needed this. And then every time they felt the product or they used it or looked at themselves in the mirror after a service, they always had that almost that little like I was sold this and I didn't really want it. I didn't really decide for myself. So, instead of indoctrinating somebody on why they need it and almost forcing them to decide because they're being told to, it was, let me bring enough awareness to why it's different, why it's going to be valuable, or the core of what it is I'm educating them on. And when you get to that, they get to make an informed decision. So, I hear a lot of salespeople say, oh, no one likes selling. Well, I mean, if you just genuinely have a product people are going to want, you don't have to sell it. So you don't ever have to really be a salesperson. It's not about closing the deal. It's about enlightening the individual enough that either they see another viewpoint, see another way, or they feel like they're the source of, yes, this is valuable for me and I want it. And there are times with our store in Ohio, I go through a very detailed consultation with people. This is what microblading is. This is what permanent makeup is. These are the differences. Here's how it will look for you. Is that something that you want in your life?
Yeah.
And if it's not, that's okay. Maybe we should try this instead.
Yeah. No, I love that. I sell real estate for a living, but I have never had to sell a thing in my life. I don't even like salespeople.
Uh-oh.
Like when
but you're resistant to it. That's something we should work on.
When you go buy a car and they're like, yeah, just right off the top, I'm like, get me out of here. I do not like it at all.
So I'm going to challenge you a little bit. The resistance that you have with salespeople, is it because there was a time that you were that way and you feel like maybe that wasn't the best way to be?
No, I don't know, not in real estate anyway, but I just don't like it. Like, not with sales, but I've made decisions feeling like people made me or whatever, but they didn't make me, I did it, but I've made decisions in the past that feeling told what to do, and I didn't like it.
Yeah,
I think that's...
I don't want to be told what to do. I don't care what it is.
Me neither. I'll do the other thing if you tell me what to do. I'm out of here.
Yeah, if Joshua was watching, that's my boyfriend.
He's sweetheart.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart. I know better than to be like, can you do the dishes? If I'm just like, man, it would be so nice to have someone do the dishes.
Oh, I'll help. He doesn't like to be told what to do either?
No.
Okay.
So it's really fun.
That's good.
We have figured out how to
communicate,
encourage each other without telling.
I love it. I love it. So you, when I first started using your makeup, absolutely educated me before even saying this is what's available to buy. Like, I didn't even know. Like, you definitely showed me everything that was possible. I remember sitting in your beautiful studio with that. Remember that wall you had that you could do the chalkboard on?
Yeah.
And
we have that in our place in Ohio.
Do
That's
you?
interesting.
I love it. And
I
you
didn't
had
make
the
the
chair and
connection.
you did the whole thing, and I loved it. And that was 8 years ago, and I've been using her makeup ever since, and added to what I already use. And they're amazing products. So I'll put her link in the comments below so you can check it out. But
so what's funny about that is,
but she was out, she was out or whatever, like last week, and that's why I contacted her today. I'm like, I need some powder because I don't use anything else. I had never bought another face product, another face makeup outside of your products in 8 years. Like, I don't even know what to look at.
Ulta.
Well, that's what I thought. I'm like, I gotta go look if she's gonna be out of town, Yeah. So anyway, they're very easy to get online. It's just there was something in the order, and so anyway, she was
well,
here.
and it's interesting now because I'm at a place where building the brand has gotten me to a place, the brand. It's interesting because I say my name, like, because it's the brand. So sometimes I talk about Amanda Mae
as the brand.
And it's very, because you look back from a broader perspective, you're like, I just said my name like it was not me.
Yeah.
But now
it's
we're
bigger than just you now.
Yeah. And now we have a really amazing team, and our trainings are growing. And so I have a girl, Crystal, that's starting, and she's coming on as like our one of the educators. And so we're going to do some videos together. And so not only am I a brand ambassador and national trainer for another brand, but now I'm also seeking those same people for the Amanda Mae brand, which is a really interesting place to be, because it's cool. I get to do it for other people, they get to do it for me. So it's really neat.
She's building an empire for sure. Hey Justin, what's happening? Billy, even our products are very different. I really like the way she is explaining branding. I'll be honored if Amanda decided to coach me on branding.
Oh.
Well,
okay.
There's that. Okay, so in regarding to selling, stop selling. It's icky. Nobody wants it. What are those telemarketers who buys crap from the phone?
Which is funny, actually. I sell. Here, I brought it so I can show.
On the phone?
No, but I sell on TV. Like this is the product for Ulta.
Yes.
That I educate, right?
Yes.
But I also sell it on TV. That one it's funny because you have anywhere from 10 to 12 minutes to educate the viewer on why this product is great. So you have to say the same things 3 or 4 times in 10 minutes, because depending on when viewers come in, like even Facebook Live, people pop in. And so it's like you have to keep saying the same thing over and over. And it's funny because I kind of am selling it on TV, but it's all education based. Here's how you use it, here's why it's good. And we'll sell out. We have sellout shows. So it's kind of fun to see those numbers rack up.
And can you see it live, like as it's happening? Oh, that's cool.
And I can hear the producers. It's really kind of a surreal experience.
Yeah, but you're not cold calling somebody on the phone saying, will you buy my Vamp Stamp? You really need this. Like it's different.
They're viewing because they want to.
Yeah, they're there like they want to see what you're doing and they buy it. And so that's a different thing.
Well, and I think there's even in that, like knowing and seeing like, oh my gosh, we're going to have a sellout show. There is an ego boost for me. Like a surge of energy, like, oh yeah, we got it. So, I think it's interesting when you feel into a salesperson, it's that feeling that they need to get something from you, and then what they're getting from you is that ego boost, like I sold that person.
I don't know. For me, it's not necessarily sold them. I definitely get I feel like a tiger, like I made a kill or something, and I'm like, rawr! But I think it's a goal-driven mentality too. Like you have a goal. I'm sure when you go on stage that you're going to sell X amount of products that day, right? Mm-hmm. Or you and the producers do. You have X, and the goal is to sell out.
Yeah.
So, what a great opportunity. It's very exciting.
Well, in fact, having now done enough that it's brand accretive, that's where I have to get a little bit like, now I decide this is going to be brand accretive to the Amanda Mae name, or it's going to be brand diminishing. And I think when you get to a place of building a personal brand, that is where you have to start being careful. And I've done enough now that recently I had to make some decisions to separate from one of the ventures I was in, because I felt that it was going to be brand diminishing in a certain way. And so nothing against the brand, the people, I love them, and I love who I got to work with and what I learned, but it was also like, okay, where I'm going next, I have to protect and be very aware of, I put in 17 years to get to this point, which is interesting because in the last 2 or 3, I would say, is when it really started to blossom.
That's a great
It was a lot of work until I got to the place where my name became a brand that was something valuable.
That is a great point into the next piece, as consistency, that I wrote down of what are the top things that build a brand. Consistency. People will do 1 or 2 or 10 or 30 videos and give up because they didn't get 80 likes or didn't go viral or whatever. 17 years of consistent putting in work, not giving up. And then the momentum started, right? And then, like you said, the last 2-3 years, the momentum started, and it wasn't hard.
Yeah, and it's being focused too, because I didn't change directions. I mean, while I did different things within one field, I didn't change directions with what I was doing. So it was that focused attention on the makeup side. Now there's a lot of things that go into makeup and beauty, you know, runway shows, makeup services, makeup products, being a brand ambassador, understanding the market, but there is also a balance on the business side. So yes, makeup and talent, but also the business-minded side that I had to have to go into some of these meetings and conversations I was having.
So do you think that those opportunities have shown up more now because you've learned over 17 years how to do business? Right? We first get into business and we don't even know how to do taxes. It's like, what? I gotta pay taxes on this?
Yeah.
Right? Like,
well, now I have a CFO. I don't have to deal with
exactly. But in the beginning, you don't know how to do the business part. You're great at putting makeup on, or people are great at making cupcakes, but they're not good at the business part, and that's something that we learn over time. I've been selling real estate for 15 years, and it's like, my business looks completely different than it did 10 years ago. It's like, I knew nothing. I still know nothing. I learn every day, but man, am I a better business owner.
Yeah, me too. And a leader.
Yes.
I think too, surrounding yourself, like, it doesn't make me, I get excited to have a business coach because I know there's still so much I have to learn. And at every new level, I need to be pushed to go further and do more because it's, you know, it's like, wow, this is cool. I can get settled in here, but, you know, I don't want to. I want to, now what's next? And so I finally just started, my business coach and I have been working with task management system and some leadership stuff to automate some things that I'm having to do over and over right now, which are more time-consuming things. So automating that, creating videos like what we're doing to educate my team, my staff, my core group, so that I don't have to keep doing the same things over and over. And that will now grow me to the next level. Now, when I think of having Amanda Mae Beauties in other states, I'm like, okay, this is possible.
Yeah. And you now have a couple years under your belt knowing what works, what doesn't work, that now you can shift and move. And having a coach is so, anybody I know that's successful has at least one coach. I mean, in lots of different areas in their lives. I mean,
I have a spiritual coach too, like from the spiritual side and then also the business side, so it's really balanced. You think about, I mean, the best, you know, basketball players, they have everybody has a coach. You know, you think about sports and how much we're drawn to these amazing athletes, and it's like they're being coached every day on a lot of levels, and so it's like that's where their success is coming from.
That's a great example. Amanda, did you first start as just a brand ambassador? If so, was it a direct sales company? Did you start as a brand ambassador? Or makeup line?
No, it wasn't direct sales. I did do, I guess the brand ambassador piece came in with Fashion Week because a lot of those shows are supported by brands that are sponsoring a particular designer. And so I got the exposure with all the different brands that way, where that's how I actually met Vamp Stamp, was representing I think, 50 wings right before people hit the runway, which is why I love it, because it really is as easy to use as it says. We did everyone's makeup and then went through and stamped wings on them. So the brands actually would partner with a designer, and then we got to use all their products and had to kind of educate the models about what we were using and why. So that's how I got into the brand ambassador side.
Yeah, what an opportunity. And that was the third bullet point that I have was around your personal brand and why should we build our personal brand, and how to do it is really a collaboration. Mm-hmm. These videos are collaborating with people that I know that I think are phenomenal human beings, and they're experts in whatever their chosen field is, and collaboration. So Vamp Stamp, this product, how she now is on HSN as an ambassador for this brand, is because of the opportunities that she took at Fashion Week, collaborating with other people, doing things, and now she's on TV. Like, is it like craziness? Is that like blow your mind? Are you like, hey, that's me on TV? What you know, it's like.
Yeah, the other night I was looking up, I needed to send someone a link, and I like pulled up the HSN show on YouTube, and it just like automatically started playing, and I'm like watching me, you know, and I'm like, I'm on TV. That's me on TV. That's interesting. Which is really funny because it's amazing. I was just having this conversation how things come full circle. I had went to an event here for, I think it was HSN in Vegas, which is when I met Tori Spelling and gave her my products, and then she had tweeted out way back when. And I remember Carol Brody was a jewelry designer, and they were doing some live shoots that day, and she said to me, "You're really beautiful, will you be my model?" And so I was like, I get to be on HSN? Okay. And I just stood there and was like,
oh, so, okay. Oh, wow.
You know, so I actually got to be a model for her when she filmed here, and I was just thinking, like, just my higher self was calling me towards HSN or some sort of live TV sales, because I, you know, was practicing.
Unbelievable. Isn't that cool? How many years ago was that?
I think probably 8
years ago. Long time ago.
Yeah. I have to say, this is one of the things I don't always do well, is, which we were talking about, giving myself enough credit or thinking I've done enough, because I don't have huge following on social media. And it's recognizing that, you know, I know. When I first started thinking about doing, or when I was first going to go to HSN, I wanted to do a vlog actually. I'm like, okay, this is going to be great, and I bought all the equipment. People are going to love watching my journey, right? Because I'm doing all these crazy things. And I filmed one, and then I was like, this is not my
Nobody
brand.
saw it.
No, I never did it.
Oh, you never posted
I
it?
filmed it and never, because I'm like, this isn't me being focused. Like, I'm not a vlogger. That's not what this is about. And eventually I want to have a reality show.
People do want to see that.
I know.
They do. Just however it looks. It doesn't have to be perfect. It be from your phone. It's right here. Yeah. They do want to see it.
Yeah. Because I'm like leaving the house at 3 a.m. a lot of times.
They want to see it.
Sleeping on the plane, trying to like catch a nap in between meetings, and you know, I'm go a lot. So it's like if people could see really what goes into it. It's a lot of work, you know. I sacrifice a lot to be able to do what I do with building the brand.
I think you need to document that. So many times people have contacted me saying, "Oh, I don't know what to do video on." That's what you do video on. You leaving the house at 3 in the morning. You in the Uber to the airplane. You putting your Vamp Stamp on at the airport.
Okay, you're challenging.
That's what people want to see.
Yeah.
Do follow Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yeah.
That's what Gary does.
Yeah,
he doesn't make up anything. He shows you what he's doing.
Yeah, I don't have to make up anything.
That's what they want to see. And social media is such an awesome tool. We live in such an incredible time. We can do this from our phone. We don't have to pay someone $10,000 for a commercial.
Yeah.
We can.
Or you can date a photographer and videographer.
That's true. Her sweetheart is a... So you have that too.
Which, he makes me look really good.
So
I'm like, dang, I didn't look like that.
So
I was so tired. I had
you.
bags under my eyes, and he's like, it's okay, babe, I got you. I got you.
Show those bags. You let them see those bags, and that's all right. The thing I wanted to bring up today, personal brand, basically, guys, it's your reputation. This is the social media world we live in. And we were talking earlier, just because you only get 5 likes on a video, keep going. 17 years to build a business, 15 years to build a business, you just don't give up. You don't give it 6 months and you say, well, I'm gonna go do something else.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta be committed, you know, that's just, there's commitment in it. And building your personal brand, it's important. I think about, I was telling Amanda, I've been doing videos for almost 2 years, and before I had a coach that challenged me to start doing videos, and I'm like, I didn't like the way I look, I don't like the way I sound. You know, everybody has the same story. It's the same thing for everybody. everybody. That's what everybody says. So what? Nobody cares. And guess what? That's what you look like. This is what we look like.
It's what people see every day.
And so just do it anyway. But until I started doing the video, I told Amanda over the last year, I've had 3 speaking engagements. I'm not a speaker. I used to be afraid of walking out in public when I was a kid. I used to hide under tables at daycare. Like, I could not speak. And now I've had 3 speaking engagements, and there's something about, I'm just sharing me. I'm a pretty funny person too, so
You
there
really
is
are.
that. I like having fun, so what? Who cares, you know? It's like, but yeah, so document your life. Don't make up a story, don't make up a, you know, some stupid storyline. I mean, it's really cool to be able, I would rather buy something from someone that is just real, that's authentic and real. Like you, when you're on TV, you're sharing your, you know, you use this product. You have this product on right now. I know, I can see it. Yep, Vamp Stamp. It's that little, little line. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Most women can't do the wing because it's just like one goes to Cancun and one goes to Canada, and you're like, this doesn't look right, so you stop, or you end up with the Amy Winehouse wings because you just get bigger and bigger because you're like, oh, that's not even. Let me keep adding.
Well, I used to use the liquid eyeliner a lot for years and years, and as I get older, my skin is changing, and I can tell there's little lines above it, so it wouldn't go as flow, or other people's hands shake, or I was pretty good at it because I'd done it for so many years. It took years though. And if you don't get it on just right, you're all shaky and the line's not straight. So that product helps a lot.
Yeah, did I tell you the story behind her?
No.
Okay, let me tell you really quick. She's a celebrity makeup artist. She created, Veronica Lorenz is the founder and creator of the Vamp Stamp. She's the co-founder of the Beauty Blender, which is huge, but that magical little egg. And she was doing a lot of work on movie sets and was working with celebrities. But when she got pregnant, they found tumors on her spine and they had to be removed. So she's this big time celebrity makeup artist who now has to go in for this procedure. They were benign, but they had to remove them. And in the removal process, she lost the feeling in both hands and arms.
Whoa.
Her entire career was like upside down. And she had a brand new baby. So in that, one of the things that she had told her husband was, I want to be able to do my wing, because that's what she was known for. So it's designed for people with dexterity issues. So yeah, if you're shaky or have too much coffee in the morning or fibromyalgia, I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen as you get older. You don't have that stability. So it's really designed to make complicated makeup easy, but it's really cool because it's not just for physically challenged, but also makeup challenged.
Yeah.
So when you hear that, it's not really about selling the wing, but it's like, oh my gosh, yeah, that's something most women want to know how to do is the wing, and then to have it be easy, but also understanding the concept behind it and why it's really transforming for a lot of women because they can't do it.
Yeah.
So now you can.
That's awesome.
So it makes it really cool.
Did you know her?
I didn't before.
No.
Just,
But now you've met her?
oh yeah, we work together now. It's a lot of fun. And so it's cool because the VP is Sarah, who I worked with at the runway shows in Miami, and she had said to me, so I at the Sports Illustrated show, this kind of talks about building a brand and being somebody that people want to work with on collaboration. There were a few models, big time models, that were like, I only want Amanda, you know. So I'm 3 tenths down, 2 blocks away, and these Sports Illustrated models are like, I only want her to touch me. So they're calling me, and in like 95-degree weather and 100% humidity during Miami Fashion Week, I'm getting my team together at one show, and I'm having to run blocks away to go work on this one model. And really, she wanted me to bronze her behind, but she didn't want anyone else to do it. So here she is, like,
buns bronzer.
she's like bent over, and I'm like, okay, we're good to go.
Sweating.
Yeah, and I just like, and Sarah said to me after, she's like, you're just so easy to work with, and people love you, and you make it easy. And in business, you know, you hit hiccups and hurdles, and it's like, are are you somebody that's solution driven and somebody that's easy to work with when those things come up? Because if not, you know, you're only going to go so far. People want to enjoy who they're working with, and it's stressful sometimes to have your own business. So when you can,
it's way easier to be an employee.
Yeah.
It is way easier. Not that I want to be one,
No.
but it is way easier.
Yeah.
You can blame everything on someone else.
You clock out,
And that's it. You go home and yeah. And that is a great example of her reputation. Her personal brand, i.e. people wanted to do business with her. I'm just making sure my phone's ringing and this thing doesn't ring. Okay, good. All right, we're good because usually it pops out. But your personal brand is your reputation, and what people knew about Amanda's reputation was she was easy to work with. She'll get it done. She'll run 2 blocks to get your buns bronzed, and she'll be happy about it.
Yeah.
You know, and so this is why personal branding is so important. Gary Vee talks about personal branding a lot, and he talks about, you know, the economy is going to change. It always does. There's good, there's bad, we have ups and downs, but if you're not building your personal brand now in an up time, you're going to have some serious problems when jobs go away. So even if you're an employee, even if you work for someone else, there's nothing wrong with building a personal brand. Build it around something you love. Maybe you love playing basketball with your kids, and maybe it's a vlog around coaching the kids' team, or who knows, or doing makeup in your own bathroom.
or being an expert, like being an expert in whatever it is within your career. So you can be an employee, but maybe you're the best person for that position, and educating, because you're not the only person in that position. So there are going to be other people that have the same job you have with another company that are looking for insights and how do they grow and how do they develop. A lot of people want to move up, you know, in their field. So it's like, if you can give tips and tricks at why this job works better this way, then you can still create a brand around that. Like even under the Amanda Mae umbrella at our store, we have girls that I encourage them, you know, what is it that you love the most? And we have one that really loves doing the plasma pen skin tightening. So she talks about that a lot, and she works on that a lot.
I love it.
So allowing her, even, I think when you're also in a place of leadership, recognizing that people underneath you, when you empower them to have their own personal brand, it feels good for them because they know you trust them. Like Vamp Stamp knows that I have my own Amanda Mae stuff, and they encourage it. They love it. We do things together. So I'm a brand ambassador for their brand, but also have my own, and they like that. And it's the same thing with my employees. Like they need to have their own little niche of people that they're going to attract, that they're going to talk to, that they're passionate about. And when you allow people that space and that freedom within your organization, they're going to stay. They're going to be bought in for a long time.
I think that's an abundant thought process. I think that when any type of business doesn't want you doing anything outside of this, and they're monitoring all your social media, they're afraid of whatever. And you empowering others to do your thing, it's an abundant thought process. There's more than enough. And if you decide to go out and do your own thing, good for you. Fly, bird, fly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just, it's a more abundant, and that other way of thinking to me is just like a yucky feeling. I don't want to be like that or think like that, you know? So that's awesome that you do that with your people too. Amanda, is there anything, just to wrap this up in a pretty bow, just something to add around your personal brand, your journey, the Amanda Mae brand itself, that you could give to the people watching around how to build and why to build it? Or
That's a great question.
Or in your experience, like, is there, like, what's the biggest thing you've learned through building your own brand? Through this whole journey. This is a long journey.
Yeah. It's just beginning.
And you know what's crazy? Amanda Mae, it's her. It's you. Like, you've been here longer than 17 years. You've been building your own brand as a person.
Almost 35.
You know? I mean, for a long time. And so, what's the biggest thing you can share just around building your personal brand overall?
I contribute a lot of my success to getting clear on who I am and not letting the indoctrinations from the past, what was passed down to me, become my belief system, but really exploring my own blueprint. Who am I? What do I really believe? And what is valuable to Amanda Mae as an individual? Because that's what I have to share. So being in alignment with your own personal integrity and moral code and compass is probably on the forefront of why I can feel authentic in this brand here that I'm creating. Because I don't have a lot of extra stuff in my space. You know, there's no hidden agendas. There's no things that are unspoken. It's just like, this is who it is. This is who I am. This is who the Amanda Mae brand beauty is. And you know, so it's like that. I'm going down with a group. I have a group of powerhouse women that are going to Florida with me to do some personal development training. And it's more on the spiritual side. It's called Avatar, and I've done years in the programs, and I've really explored a lot. For example, and this talks to integrity, I did a 9-day course on integrity. It's called Integrity. And it's 9 days of looking, 10-hour days of looking at the ways that I, with hidden agendas and not being in alignment with myself or my own moral code, how I've hurt the people around me. And when you have that level of, number one, personal responsibility, but two, when you can clean up all the weight of the junk that builds up over the years and get really clear on, this is the woman I want to be in the world, you will attract more success, more people, more like-minded individuals. Abraham Hicks calls that the vortex, being in the vortex. So number one is personal responsibility and integrity. And I think when you have that and you strive for that every day, you're gonna attract the right people. And the brand will build itself, because who you are becomes something people want to connect with.
Yeah, for sure. And that didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen just after 9 days either. I'm sure that whole process, and that's huge.
And
again,
still today.
Hiring coaches, going to programs, working on ourselves is the single greatest, working on myself is the single greatest gift I've ever done for myself. And that's a continual, yes, it's a continual process. And I think that is a common thread through a lot of this very, very successful people that I know that are in it for the marathon. There are people that don't work on themselves that can be very successful, but they're short periods of time. And then they fizzle out, right? The people that I know, really, it's one of their most important core values is to work on themselves.
Well, it kind of goes back to the scripture about, it's a parable about the seed that was that had fallen on rock, and it sprouts up quick. You know, you see that fast. So you will see people that have that quick success, and you're like, oh my God, what are they doing? But then you have the seed that was in fertile ground, and when you have that richness in the soil, it might take a little longer to see it 15 years later, but then it sprouts up, and there's longevity to it, and that there's health there. So, you know, it's about planting in rich soil to add kind of the...
Not digging it up before it comes up, before it's ready. Like, are you ready yet? Where are you?
I think you're under there.
I do that with food. I'm like, is this done yet or
Oh
what?
my God, I took everything on high.
Let's get this done.
Okay, listen, I actually had to take the smoke detectors out of my house because every time I cook, they're like,
yeah, I'm like, I do it too. I do it too.
I thought you wanted smoke flavored eggs. No? No? You don't want smoke flavored eggs. Okay, that's for Isaac.
That's hilarious.
Isaac tells me that. He's like, oh, smoke flavored, Mom. Yeah, you only get it at Amanda Mae Kitchen. That's it.
Oh, that's why we're friends, because I burn water. I forget it's on. And then there's eggs in there, trying to get hard-boiled eggs, and I burn them up. It's not good. I know. So, anyway, guys, thank you for joining us. Amanda, you're the best. Thank you. And you're kind of funny, too.
Yeah, that's why we like each other.
We're going to put Amanda's contact information in the link below, and contact her. Check out her cosmetics. Are amazing. I'm so excited to get my face powder.
And if you're one of the women building a personal brand and you want to come on this women's journey in June 1st is when it starts. We'll probably go a couple days early and have a few days as ladies on the beach before we start our personal development journey together. Let me know.
Yeah.
'Cause that would be fun.
Awesome. You could put well, you can contact Amanda for that. My friends, thank you, and we'll catch you later.